Hello students, let's learn math subject grade 9 chapter 8. Chapter name is quadrilaterals. First of all, we'll see the sum of all angles of a quadrilateral are 360. We'll prove this. Okay, let's start solving. So for this we will draw one diagonal AC, right? When we connect vertex A with vertex C, a diagonal is formed which will divide this quadrilateral into two triangles, right? So we will write it down. The sum of right, we all know that the sum of all interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360. So now first of all we'll start with this quadrilateral. Let A B C D be a quadrilateral and AC be a diagonal now this diagonal AC is dividing the quadrilateral into two triangles, right? Triangle ADC and triangle ABC. Now you know that all interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180, right? So we'll write that angle ADC plus angle ACD plus angle ADC, sorry, DAC. You can write this as, this is ADC plus ACD and DAC. Okay, these three will be equal to 180 degrees. So this will be same. You can write down similarly in triangle ABC, angle CAB plus angle ACB. The CAB plus ACB and plus ABC, right? CAB, ACB and ABC. All these three, when you add, the sum will be 180 degrees. Now let us name this as equation 1, this as equation 2. Now on adding equation 1 and 2, we get angle DAC plus angle ACD plus angle ADC plus angle CAB plus angle ACB plus angle ABC. All this equal to 180 degrees plus 180 degrees, right? So now when you add angle DAC and angle CAB, right? If you add these two angles, what you'll get? Angle DAB. So you can write this as angle DAB plus angle ADC plus angle. Now if you add ACB angle and angle DCA, you'll get angle DCB, right? So you can write this as angle DCB, okay, and plus you can write ABC. Sorry, you have to write this, right? This one is remaining now, okay. When we added DAC and angle CAB, what we got was DAB. Same way we got DCB, right? And ADC was remaining and ABC is remaining. So we'll write angle ABC. When you add 180 plus 180, you get this as 360 degrees, right? So now DAB is angle A plus ADC is angle D plus DCB is angle C plus ABC is angle B. So when you add all these four angles, the sum of them will be 360. So we will mention that is the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Okay, there are few points which we all have to remember. Square, rectangle and rhombus are all parallelograms. You can call a square a rectangle and also a rhombus. You can call a parallelogram a trapezium. But you can't call a kite a parallelogram. Why? Because in a parallelogram the opposite sides should be parallel, right? But in a kite it is not possible. And a trapezium is also not a parallelogram. Why? Because the opposite sides are not parallel. Only one side is parallel, right? There is one more point. A rectangle or a rhombus, they are not a square, because in a square all the sides are equal, right? And in a rectangle the opposite two sides are equal, right? In a square all four sides are equal. You have to remember a property of a parallelogram which says that each diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. This is theorem 8.1. Let's see how we can prove this theorem. In this quadrilateral ABCD, AC is the diagonal which is dividing this quadrilateral into two triangles. One is ADC and other is ABC. So we will make a note of it. Let ABCD be a parallelogram. Okay, this is a quadrilateral or a parallelogram because the opposite sides are parallel to each other. And let AC be a diagonal. Now it divides the parallelogram ABCD into two triangles, triangle ADC and triangle ABC. Now we have to prove that these triangles are congruent, right? Now in triangle ABC and triangle CDA, BC is parallel to AD and AC is a transversal, right? BC is parallel to AD where AC is a transversal. It is a line connecting these two parallel lines. So with this you will get BCA equal to DAC. Why? Because they are alternate angles. You can see this one line I have made. Okay, so they will be equal. We will write that down. Angle BCA equal to angle DAC. They are called pair of alternate angles. Also AB is parallel to DC and AC is a transversal. So you can say that angle BAC is equal to angle DCA. They are also a pair of alternate angles where AC is common to both these triangles. So you can say that these two triangles are congruent by angle, side and angle rule, right? Two angles and one side is common. So we'll write it down. AC equal to CA. This is common. So we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. We can say this by angle, side, angle rule. Okay. Now we have to prove that this opposite side AD and BC, they both are equal in length and length DC is equal to length AC. We have to prove this. So this is theorem 8.2. Now you can say that the converse of that is also equal, like the pair of opposite sides of this triangle ABCD, if they are equal, right? If this AB is equal to DC and AD is equal to BC, then you can say that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram, right? So let's prove that. We will write down theorem number 8.3. What does this theorem 8.3 say? It says that if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallelogram. You have to prove this. How will we solve this? We have been given that AB is equal to DC. This is given. That means these both sides are equal. Also, AD is equal to BC. Right? This is also given. Now you can say that AC is equal to CA. This is a common side to both these triangles, right? So now we can say that triangle ADC is congruent to triangle ABC. How we can say that? Because of side congruency rule, right? Now we can say that angle DAC is equal to angle ACB. How we can say that? Because corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Okay, these two are alternate angles. We can also say that angle BAC is equal to angle ACD. Same rule, CP/CD rule. Angle BAC is equal to angle ACD. Now, since these two are equal, you can say that AD is parallel to BC and with transversal AC. So, here you can write down, therefore AD is parallel to BC. You know that this transversal AC is joining at point A and at point C. When a transversal makes alternate angles equal, then you can say that the lines are parallel to each other. So AD is parallel to BC. So we can write down that because of alternate angles made by a transversal sides are parallel. So now you know that same way AB is parallel to BC in a similar fashion. So when you can say that when opposite pairs of sides are parallel, then you can say that this quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So it is proved. We'll write that down. When opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallelogram.